Good afternoon. I am Jennifer Noreen and I work as a consultant with Mark Melsness, and I'm here this afternoon with Regina Madiera Gorden, who is a realtor with Windermere Professional Partners. Hello, Regina.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you. And I'm also here with Mark. I visit with Mark every week, or typically every week, talking about different property management topics. And this week we wanted to shake it up a little bit and have one of Mark's clients here, actually a long-term client and friend of Mark's, to talk about her experience with Mark over the years. So Mark is a property manager and a designated broker here at Spinnaker Property Management here in Tacoma. And this relationship goes way back. They both have a history with Windermere Professional Partners. So does one of you want to explain a little bit about the history of how you guys first knew each other professionally?
Yeah, well, very soon in the year of 2013, when I started the Windermere Professional Partners Property Management, that was a long one.
I know, it is a long, it's a mouthful.
And Regina was with Professional Partners before then and is still now, and is one of the premier real estate agents in the South Puget Sound area.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and I also have the privilege to represent you in the homes that you have for investment for professional management.
Right. It was timely when you opened with the property management division, because I had purchased a property as an investment, and I was like, okay, let's give this guy a shot. And so that was how many?
Yeah.
What year?
So
2013.
So you knew Regina as a realtor when you worked with Windermere. Were you both realtors together, or were you managing that office?
I was never a realtor.
Okay. Were you realtors together? Is that what that was?
No.
So what was that? So who was?
So as a property manager, I worked in the Windermere Professional Partners realm, where Regina is a realtor and I'm a property manager.
So
licensed property manager.
So different roles,
Yeah.
not reporting to one another, working together, it sounds like.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, so Mark, what you do is manage properties for owner clients.
Correct.
So an owner client is someone who has come to you and said, either a multifamily home or a single family home, I really want to hand the reins of this responsibility over to a professional partner, and that's what you do. So Regina, you chose Mark and his firm Spinnaker to manage your property. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw when you came to approach the company, what you learned and saw that you felt was worthy of your trust?
Yeah. It was funny. I don't know. I'll just tell the story, but we met in a coffee shop and I was not interested in property management whatsoever. You got to stay in your lane and do what you're good at. And I sat down with Mark, and my husband and I had just purchased a property, so we all sat down and kind of talked about this process and what it looks like, and tenant screening and placement and the whole thing. And I remember you saying something like, well, I'm not the cheapest, but I'm one of the best. And so I was like, I appreciate that, and looked at his program and his proven success. And I said, well, let's give it a try on this particular property. And it ended up being a wonderful experience.
Yeah. And then since then, moving away from Windermere and creating Spinnaker Property Management, and even in between all of that, Regina and her husband Dan had continued to pick up more properties in the Tacoma Pierce County area, University Place even. And so we've been alongside you with the expansion and your investment for the future to continue that level of service.
And even now, as you sat down together today, Mark is talking about possibly using or working together again with you, or actually working with you as a realtor. So can you talk a little bit about the relationship that realtors have with property managers and how you partner together, and why that is you partner together?
Right. Well, it's areas of expertise, and we have the opportunity to sell clients homes that could be an investment for them, and part of that is finding out what the rent would be. And for a lot of people, they don't want to be a landlord, but they want to reap the benefits of equities and having an investment property. So I always lean on Mark at Spinnaker to be able to help my clients assess what the rents would be, what the costs would be. And he's also a whiz with math at helping the return on the investment. While I could look at it from a realtor standpoint as an equity, he can look at it as a cash flow.
As an investment property, right? So people don't only look for homes to live in them, they look for homes sometimes to use as an investment property and to rent out, right? So just to get down to really low brass tacks, because we have all different kinds of people that watch these videos, and sometimes these terms and processes are really super brand new. So
Yeah.
So Mark, you certainly help people who are just looking for a home to rent or a home to buy, but you also help people who are looking to buy and have you manage that for them.
Yeah.
And so when a realtor comes across someone that's like, hey, this isn't for my family, this is actually something we want to use as an investment, she thinks of someone like you and makes a referral. So she makes a referral. Is there anything in that for her in the business relationship? How does the business relationship move forward as she refers someone to you?
Well, the value to the agent yourself is that Spinnaker is, not a traditional sourced management company. We only manage residential homes, and that's it. We don't represent our clients in the purchase and sale, which is not typical. And when an agent has a client, there is some reservation, if I'm not wrong, to refer to a management company who does practice sales.
Right. Yeah.
Because you may not get the client back. Over a period of time, they would forget.
So over a period of time, that home might go up for sale again. And if it does in 3 years, then you would refer the business back to Regina, where most property management firms who buy and sell real estate, and they would take advantage of that transaction.
Yeah.
So that's a huge differentiator for you in the market.
Yep.
But it's a mouthful again, and it's hard to understand for someone coming in from the outside. So most property management firms buy and sell real estate and manage real estate for owners.
Yep.
You don't do that, even
Correct.
though you have that knowledge and expertise, because I know you
And ability.
right, and ability, but you keep that separate from your Spinnaker property management business, and you only manage properties.
Correct.
And you let the realtor have the advantage of the sale and the profit of the
And
long-term
continuing the
relationship with the
relationship.
client. Sure.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because
Okay.
there's peace of mind knowing that you've cultivated a relationship with a client over years to have that maintained. And then
Sure.
a lot of times when we know more or sooner than the agent knows when the owner's ready to sell or buy more, so we're reaching back out saying, hey Regina, have you heard from Bob? About what? Look, Bob's talking about selling or buying another one. Let's put the team together and take care of them.
Got you. So just in full disclosure, is there a monetary reward or a free dinner or anything? Has Regina?
That's a good idea.
Does Regina
actually.
get to go to dinner somewhere fancy because she's
Yeah.
giving you some business, or how does that work?
I'm a professional hugger, so those come in abundance. And in addition to that, we also do a 10% referral of 1 month's rent. So if the rent's $2,000, which is about typical, could be a $200 referral.
Okay, 10% of that rent, or
Of-
10? You
of
mean
1 month's
10% of the
1 month's rent.
10% of 1 month's rent as a referral bonus to Regina or the referring realtor,
Correct.
and referring other people too, or just realtors?
Anybody, any transaction that comes to us that results in a relationship where we start to provide management is how that referral works.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so for realtors who are a common referral base for you, it's
Yeah.
the same as everyone else, it's 10%.
Correct.
So, and is that payable, I would assume, after contract signing, after the first month's rent's been received? Okay,
Yeah, happens pretty quick.
gotcha. Okay, very good. So Regina, how often do you come across someone who is buying to rent as opposed to buying to live
Right.
in the house?
I would say my business, it's probably a smaller portion, maybe 10 to 20%, but what often happens and what I use Spinnaker for a lot is when the market has shifted and somebody needed to sell their home and the market value wasn't there to support it. So a lot of clients were able to rent their homes out until they got the equity that they needed to be able to sell it.
So again, I'm going to translate what you said, because
I know,
tell me if I heard
Break
what you
it
said.
down.
So what you're saying is that I have a home to sell and I know the market's not in my benefit, and that I'm not going to make the profit I want to make. And maybe in 2 years I'll be able to make a profit. But for now,
Right.
I'd rather have a Spinnaker Property Management manage the property for me, get me rental income until the market shifts in my favor, and then maybe I'll sell it and make a profit.
Yeah,
right?
that
Yeah.
or lifestyle changes. Like a cute little couple, they buy their first time home and then they are ready to move up. They've got a baby on the way. They want to be in a certain school district, so they're moving.
Sure.
But a lot of times I don't sell that first time home, because over time real estate is a great investment.
Yep.
So I would introduce them. Let's look at potentially, well, we don't want to be a landlord, Regina. Talk to Mark and find out the numbers and see if you could cover your costs and keep this in your portfolio as an asset as you move forward and
Got
buy
it.
another
So
house.
have an asset that is gaining you rental income and also being able to buy a new home.
Right, just looking at the full picture of what people want. So sometimes it's a lifestyle change. I wouldn't say that I sell a ton of investment properties, but a lot of times it turns into that.
Right,
Yeah.
got you, because it just makes sense to try and do that.
Absolutely.
So how does that apply? We have a couple minutes here left, but how does that apply to today's market? So there's obviously a shortage of, is it still a shortage of inventory and an abundance of buyers, right?
Yep. here's what I've leaned on Mark as a realtor to service my clients. I've leaned on him as an owner. He manages my rentals as well. You know, helping people look at their return on investment. And the other thing is also short-term rentals for clients that it's a great time to sell your house right now, but then where am I going to go? And I can't write a contingent offer. So there's also that service as well.
To provide a place for them to live
Temporary.
in the midst of that transition.
Yeah, he's got some short-term rentals.
Wow.
So.
So there's like 5 or 6 things you just said that you partner with Mark
telling
on.
ya.
That's kind of amazing. As a realtor, as a property owner, as an investor, as an advisor to your clients who are trying to take advantage of the market, transitional housing, that is a lot. Sounds like you guys have a really great business partnership.
We do.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Again, this is Regina Madiera Gorden, who works as a realtor for Windermere Professional Partners.
Yep.
She would love to work with you as your realtor as you're looking at this crazy growing market we have here in the Pacific Northwest.
Crazy.
And then also Mark Melsness, who's a property manager here at Spinnaker Property Management, located in Tacoma, over by Tacoma Mall. He is busy always talking to new owners, but would love to speak with you, even if you're just at the consideration stage of maybe buying a property. He has a lot of deep experience in transactions around home buying and asset buying, so he'd love to advise you on that. Or if you already work with Spinnaker and you've learned something today you didn't know they do, or you'd like to speak with Regina, you can feel free to call the Spinnaker office and Mark will put you in touch with Regina. So thanks you two again, and
Thanks, Jennifer.
we should do this again in 6 months, and after the market, maybe the market
See
will
if it
shift.
changes.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Have a good
Bye.
afternoon.